Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas to all. Welcome to another episode of the New Vision podcast. We're your hosts, Christian.
And obviously, Jordan. Yeah.
That's right. It is just the two of us once again. We were actually trying to get Logan and Patrick back from the third episode. It was the third episode we did. They came on for the third episode and they just haven't come back since.
Nope.
They hate us, is what it is. No, we actually had planned for all of us to hang out together, and it was gonna be cool. We were gonna have like a drinking game night and all this shit. But we one of our friends here might have the Rona, and you actually got tested today, right?
I did. I got the Q-tip shoved up both my nostrils, and it was not a fun experience. I'll tell you that right now.
I can imagine. What a Merry Christmas, right?
No, right? Crazy.
Jeez,
but
yeah,
I got it shoved up both my nostrils, and it'll come back in like 2-3 days.
What'll come back? The test, the results.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yep, the results.
That's good.
So. Yeah, so what are we talking about today, Christian?
Well, of course, with it being Christmas, we're talking about Christmas. All kinds of things. So far, we've talked about things like our kind of why we love the year in general, our favorite Christmas movies and songs a little bit, all these different things. Last time we talked about some traditions that we have for Christmas. I think one of the interesting things to talk about is, how do you feel about Christmas 2020? And what are your plans for the year, for the holiday?
Well, how do I feel? Well, Christmas 2020 is going to be interesting because normally, all the family members, all the friends get together. Well, that's it's not a thing right now. So there's going to be,
why.
Yeah, I know, right? So there's going to be less people going to other people's houses and like friends coming over and all that kind of jazz.
Right.
And then, how do I feel about Christmas in 2020?
Yeah.
I feel like personally it's going to be just like any old regular well, not any old regular, but it's going to be a normal Christmas minus all the extensive people coming over. So
here's an interesting question. Have you done all your Christmas shopping yet?
No.
So we are recording this on December 20th. We have 5 more days until Christmas Day. Neither of us have done our Christmas shopping yet. I haven't done mine either.
No.
I was actually specifically waiting for my last paycheck before Christmas because I wanted to make sure I had my bills paid for the month and everything, and then I could go ahead and do Christmas shopping. And so I am going to go ahead and actually do that this weekend, this month, this week, in the next couple of days.
Okay.
My plans, as it were, and kind of how I feel about the whole thing, oh man, how do I feel about it? It's, I mean, it's 2020. It's it's the most wonderful time of the year in like the worst year we've had in recent memory, at least.
You're not wrong.
It's a very strange place to find ourselves in. I feel like, because like, I don't know. I feel like this year's is going to be very different from how previous Christmases have been for a lot of people. Yep. I think that's that, because like, a lot of people have Christmas parties and they'll have like the whole family get together and all these different things. There are places like, for example, I have family that lives in West Palm Beach, and it's like a hotbed over there for COVID. It has been for a while now. Yeah, it's not pretty.
No. Nope.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I will tell you something that's like kind of concerning is I kind of kind of like we thought and saw a little bit with Thanksgiving, you know, a little worried that with Christmas and all these people getting together and stuff, we're going to see COVID numbers spike again.
Yep.
I'm hoping we don't, obviously. The good thing, though, is we do finally have the vaccine put out and shipped. And right now it's being given primarily to medical workers, which is great.
Yep.
Doctors, nurses, the people on the front lines. They are 100% the people that should be taking them. And most of the what's come back about it has been that, you know, they've found nothing bad. You know, things have come back and everything's been okay. And yeah, that's I know they're doing something where it's like you get the shot and then you have to, in like a couple weeks or a month or something, you go back and get another one. So regardless, you know, I think the reality is I think this is the beginning of the end of COVID, not the world of COVID. This is the beginning of the end of you know, this year has been the beginning of the end of the world. It feels like, but yeah, no, yeah, I think this is the start of things getting better for a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
I really do. I think that this is going to be a good. The problem is, though, you know, we still have people that are going to be refusing to take the vaccine because they don't believe it, or they're anti-vaxxers, or whatever the hell is the reason would be, you know.
Yeah.
But I do think that's, and just in time for Christmas, what a nice Christmas present the world got, you know.
Yeah, right.
Which, you know, and it's interesting too because this was developed in America. But most likely, once the disease is pretty much eradicated in our country, we're probably gonna, you know, be giving it to other people. Be like, hey, let's help the rest of the world, which would be the good thing to do, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be the good thing to do. But yeah, you know, what's up?
Oh, nothing. No, I was just agreeing with you. Like,
Yeah.
here, you know, here you go, world. Here's the, you know, here's the vaccine.
Merry Christmas to all. Yeah, that's what when we tell kids about Santa. Santa's bringing the COVID vaccine in your stockings.
That would be
man.
a Christmas gift.
I wonder what like parents are telling kids about Santa like this year and everything. Like I tell them like, oh, he's not coming because of COVID, or I don't know, like COVID. Maybe he has like he's immune or something. You know, I don't know. There's so many ways it can go.
He touches his nose 10 times and he's immune.
10 times? That was a thing where he like, I believe in, well, okay, because like, so this is interesting. This is an interesting like historical fact about Christmas. The Santa Claus that we know and the Christmas that we have very much comes from the book, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, the poem, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. That's where we get the idea of Santa being jolly and having a big belly and the reindeer. But you'll notice a lot of things have changed, like how, you know, in the poem it talks about how Santa had eight tiny reindeer. And if I remember correctly, I believe Santa actually, like when he touched his nose, he grew or he shrunk, because like one or the other.
So he touched his nose 3 times and he shrunk, so that's how he could get down the chimneys.
Oh, it's interesting that that's not like carried over into.
And then like I think the same thing with like going up the chimney. He'd touch his nose 3 times and he'd go up, and once he'd pop out, he'd regrow back to his normal, you know, size. So that's the myth of Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Claus.
It's interesting too, because so the word Santa Claus comes from well, it's I believe it's Dutch for Saint Nicholas. So it comes very much from that Germanic thing, and you know that's the interesting thing too, right? Is so much of like what we have as Christmas traditions are from a lot of Germanic and Nordic traditions and all sorts of different, because like, you know, so Christmas started as like Yule, like you've heard of the Yule log, or, you know, the Yuletide carols and all that stuff, you know. So you have like Christmas started, and there's a very interesting documentary about this on the History Channel, where it yes, I love documentaries, by the way, for anybody listening. I do quite enjoy them. But anyway, there's this very interesting documentary where it talks about how people, the Nordic tribes and stuff like that, winter was like a horrifying event for them, because, you know, it was a snow, they were snowed in, they had to take shelter from the snow, crops died, you know, for the longest time. Winter and fall has been seen as a very negative thing, because of livestock and agriculture and all this different stuff. It's a very new phenomenon in the history of human beings, history of our species, that we look at it as a positive thing. And that was the whole thing, because you had Yuletide, whatever, to kind of so they'd have like a big feast, and then they would kind of shut themselves in for the winter. But they'd have this big feast and party and all these different crazy things. And they would have the Yule log, which would burn like all year long. Or no, it would burn like throughout winter, or at least it was supposed to. And, you know, through that is that's where we kind of have the fireplace thing, and, you know, we have Christmas trees and, you know, all this different, like, it's really like interesting to see kind of where a lot of our traditions came from. And then, you know, what's interesting is how, like, I think it was like the 15th century or something, you had the Romans, you had the again, the Nordic tribes, and you had Christianity, or specifically Catholicism at the time, where they were all, so like Romans had this thing called the Day of the Sun, or the birth of the sun. They believed in the sun in the sky being born, like, you know, at a certain point. And the way, and basically, you know, this is kind of like a rudimentary breakdown of it, but essentially the Catholics kind of took that and they were like, okay, well, you have birth of the sun in the sky, we're going to equate that to birth of the Son of God, and that's how the nativity, the story of Jesus, and all that, that's how that kind of got wrapped up in Christmas and everything. Because what's interesting, I know you know this, that, like, you know, even if you look at the story of the biblical story of Jesus' birth and all that, you see that there is no way he was born at like what we celebrate as Christmas time now. It must have been like, well, it must have been like, you know, the spring or something. Maybe the summer, but definitely not the winter. You know, that was so not the case.
It would have been violently snowing, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
now I'm not sure if it would have been their area though. That I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Not familiar enough with the geography of all that, if it ever snowed there. I know for a fact it doesn't snow here. you know that.
No. All right, so there is actual snow all year long. It's it's called sand.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's not white. It's like a little yellowish, whitish type of deal. But we do have snow. It just doesn't fall from the sky.
That's you know what? You know that's right. I must have missed that classic Florida Christmas song. I'm dreaming of a yellowish, tannish, sandy Christmas.
Yeah, I'm dreaming of a sandy Christmas, just like the ones that I've always known.
Now so this is interesting because, and we talked about this a little bit last time, your experience growing up with snow and different things. No, all your family lives down here now. So yeah, never mind. I was gonna ask if you like go up north for family or anything, but
I wish.
go up north for Christmas. So Does all your family live here? Like even your grandparents and all that stuff, cousins and everything?
Yep.
Wow.
Well,
Jeez.
so like other cousins and
Yeah.
aunts and uncles, they live up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So yeah, Massachusetts and Florida is where the relatives live.
Not bad. Not bad.
So Massachusetts is nice.
Yeah, actually it's funny. I someone I follow on Twitter is from Massachusetts, and he posted that like it was like October like 15, it was like in the middle or beginning of October or something, and it was snowing, and they woke up to like this shit ton of snow just like all over their cars and the ground and everything, and he was talking about like how he had to like thaw out the handle to open his car door. You know, and the thing is like I think there are a lot of things that are really cool about snow. But I mentioned this last time that like I wouldn't want to live where it snows. I would love to visit, and I have visited, and I'd love to visit again. But I would never want to live where it snows. That doesn't sound appealing.
Yeah, because then you gotta get a snow shovel, and you gotta shovel all the snow out of your driveway, and then you gotta put those like belt spike things on your tires. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I actually so oh god, back in 2016, 2017 when I was when I had my previous engagement, I was actually gonna. She lived in New Hampshire, and I was actually wanting to visit her in the winter time, mainly for like Valentine's Day and shit. And I would have had to. I had these like all weather tires or something, but I was told that I very likely would have had to get those like spike things or whatever to put on your car and drive through. And it's such a weird thing like dealing with snow. It's such like a foreign concept to me. It almost feels like something that doesn't exist, you know. And I know it's weird to say because obviously it exists and there's hundreds and thousands of people that deal with it all the time, but it's just such a foreign concept to me. It's like something that only exists in like movies and TV shows and shit, but I don't know. I've seen it once or twice, but yeah, it's a weird thing for me.
But yeah, man, that is my experience with snow. And plus, you get to build all the snowmen, all that kind of stuff. You actually get to see the lights in all their glory. But other than that, that's my
I will agree with that, and I haven't seen it, but I will agree that I very much, I think that the lights do look, I'm sure that they look a lot better with snow on the ground and it's dark outside and you have all these lights just brightening up everything. Like that's got to look so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe that it does look really cool, but it's just not my reality, that's for sure.
Yeah, nor mine.
Not currently, at least. It can be again if you ever want to. Would you okay, do you want to move to Massachusetts?
No, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia, that's what I thought.
Georgia has actual seasons.
That must be nice.
Summer, and more summer.
Yep, yeah. That's pretty much. I think I made the joke about Florida's seasons before, so. Oh, you know what? I just want to mention this, keeping it in the Christmas spirit. I mentioned a dirty Christmas joke to Jordan that he's never heard before, which I never heard it. It's why is Santa always so jolly? And
why?
Because he knows where all the naughty girls live. So I mean, you gotta. We had a like a Christmas office party at my work, but we did it over Zoom, and it was really interesting. So like one of the reasons I thought about that too was because there was we played, and it's funny, they called it Put a Finger Down Challenge, which is really just Never Have I Ever. They were like, they asked, they're like, hey, how many of you, they were like, how many of you guys watch TikTok? And like 2 of us did. I'm not one of them. Just to clarify. I don't care for TikTok. Anyway, and they were like, okay, well, so they do this thing on TikTok called the Put a Finger Down Challenge, and they were explaining it. They were like, you hold up 10 fingers and you do that. I'm like, wait, isn't this just Never Have I Ever? I was like, that's what this is. This is just Never Have I Ever. So we did the Put a Finger Down Challenge, and so it was, you know, a lot of them. I think I did like 4 of them or something like that.
Okay.
And one of the guys with us didn't do anything, which was crazy. But one of the things they asked, they said, they were like, do you know like any dirty Christmas songs, or do you know a dirty Christmas joke or something like that? And I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I do. I was like, I definitely do. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, so one of the things on my bucket list, I have like I think a 50 count bucket list of what I want to do.
Is it one for each state?
No. No. No, it's so I would like to go to Manhattan in New York City.
Yes.
In Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really awesome to see the tree and just see all the lights and actually have snow falling with the lights.
Yeah.
And actually wear like coats and jackets. And
you can wear coats and jackets here.
Yeah, but you get sweaty really quickly.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but yeah, what I want to do, I think it's like my 20th thing on my list is go to Manhattan not on Christmas, but you know, the month or like 2 weeks before Christmas, and actually see all the lights and whatnot. So that's yeah.
You know what? List. On that note, by the way, so we don't need them nearly as much as most other states, but every now and then we have to break out our gloves when it gets cold enough for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried any of the gloves that say they work on a touch screen?
I have actually.
Did you have good experience with them?
No.
Me neither. All the ones that say, these work on a touch screen, no, they fucking don't. You always have to take off it's what you have to do. You have to take off your glove and you have to do whatever you're doing on your phone that way. You cannot do it with a glove on. It doesn't work.
Or like with me, when I got my gloves, and you know, they had like little pads on the fingertips that were
that's what I'm
screen approved.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, I would just like, you know, try to click, and I tapped on like my messages app like 15 times. Yeah. And finally, I had to violently jam my screen and then it worked. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah. What I found a little bit of success, only a little bit, but I found a little bit of success with leather gloves, because what I found specifically was what I did was I got like part of like a corner of the thumb to like bunch up a little bit, and I used that to like type different things. It was still overly difficult, but like it's doable. You know, it's just definitely not ideal.
Yeah, no, it's not ideal. But yeah, gloves, the touchscreen gloves, nah, don't work.
No, they really don't. They really don't.
So,
a needle pulling thread.
Yeah, what would you like for Christmas?
I mean, the obvious thing is COVID go away. World peace, life to get back to normal. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I never really talked. I never got the chance to talk about this yet. And I feel like this is gonna sound so like, I don't know, super like up on a high horse or some bullshit. I'm not a materialistic person at all. I really don't care about gifts. Like, I just don't. I won't turn them down per se, but also but part of that is because, like, here's the thing, right? If someone gets you a gift, or is trying to give you something, it is rude to turn them down. If someone goes out of their way to do something for you and you're, oh, no, don't do that. Like, you might be trying to be kind, trying to be polite or whatever, but, like, it's kind of the same thing as, like, generally speaking, if your parents or whoever are trying to offer you a little bit of extra money for something, just take it. They're trying to show that they love you, and as nice as it is to, or seemingly nice at least, to kind of fight back and be like, oh, no, you need this more, like, it's funny. It's like that joke about, the overly nice people of, like, holding the door open for each other, and they're both like, oh, no, after you, no, and it's like, someone just fucking
you go first.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, exactly. But that was a bit of a tangent, but I don't care about things, objects. I really don't. I mean, I think it's because, like, I have most of what I want and or need as far as objects go. What I really care about are people in relationships. So what do I want? More relationships of all sorts,
Yeah.
Will I get it for Christmas? No. But will I get it in the new year? Possibly, especially once COVID's over and we get to actually go out again and do different things, and, like, quite possibly. But
that'd be nice.
Yeah, no, I don't know. How about you? What do you want? I think I know what you want for Christmas, but I go ahead. I think I know though.
Well, I'm not like a freak about materialistic things.
Right.
But I would like some materialistic things.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, of course.
So the first thing on my list would be to have COVID go away, please. Of course.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then my second thing would be to get a PlayStation 5, but I'm going to hold out on that for a couple of months until, people stop forcing other people to give up, their games for all, just craziness. But other than that, gift cards, man. Gift cards are the way to go, my dude.
Gift cards and cold hard cash are definitely the way to go. Because if in any way that because that's, if I were to say, like, something that I want, it would just be, like, extra money to help me pay bills and different things like that. And, maybe buy a little something for myself. Because, like, what I will say is, while I'm a little bit of an impulsive buyer. So, like, I don't normally want things, like, in general, but I'll I guess it's not really impulsive. It's more like I'll think of a certain thing. And normally it's clothes, but I'll think of a certain thing that I want. Like, I want to find, like one thing I want, I think I mentioned this before, but, like, I've been working on this for years still. And I have it to an extent, but, like, I always want to have at least one shirt of every color. Why? I don't know. I just do. I like, because I like all colors.
Yeah.
But I, so, like, sometimes I'll have my mind set and I'll be, like, looking around. Like, I want to find, like, a specific kind of pink shirt or a yellow or orange or whatever. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, or I'll do that with, like, shoes or something. Shoes are the big one that I kind of, like, go out looking for, like, a specific type or something. Yeah, I know, sneakerhead.
Yeah, I am a big shoe guy. Like,
yeah.
Like, and, like, I gravitate toward, like, the really funky looking shoes.
I have a question about that when you're done.
So, like, for all y'all out there, if you see a really funky looking shoe, bring it my way, because I will rock it. So
that makes me wonder, because there are some pretty funky shoes out there.
There are. I've actually seen quite a few.
have you worn and do you like what are they called? I don't know, like the toe shoes. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, ooh.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
There's a type of shoe you don't like.
Yeah. They're like in the shape of your foot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It is strange.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not a
yeah,
fan.
that's really creepy. Like they're not even shoes. They're like socks. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're a very strange type of shoe. The
Very.
funny thing is, I actually had a friend because you can't. It's funny you say socks. Because you can't wear socks with them. I had a friend years ago. I went on this trip back with our youth group back in the day, and we went to Tennessee as we did, and we went up a mountain as we do. We went hiking, which is kind of where I got my love of hiking from. But anyway, we. My friend that I was hanging with and my roommate for the time being, he had like these shoes that they were like a bright orange, they were like a neon orange, and
Huh.
they were the toe shoes. And I remember thinking like, that's an interesting thing. Like, I don't think I'd ever want them, but they're interesting that they work that way.
Uh-huh.
But here's why I tell the story. We were hiking, and he actually he didn't fall or anything, but I guess he misstepped, and he ended up cutting the shoe and his foot open, like on a rock or something. Not, and I want to clarify, not like a gash, but it was more like he cut the shoe and then he ended up scratching his foot a little bit because of it. So those shoes are not very protective. They're not. I don't imagine they'd be very comfortable either. They don't have much padding in the actual shoe, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Anyway, Christmas special where we're talking about shoes and cutting people's feet open. Welcome to the New Vision podcast.
Yeah, welcome. Make sure to bring money.
We don't even have like a Patreon or anything like that.
We don't.
Maybe come in the future. I don't think anytime soon. Right now we need to spread the word about this shit. So if you like this, please tell people. No, but seriously.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And yeah, go on.
But no, I think. Do you have anything else to talk about?
I have a lot of things to talk about Christmas specifically. Not really. No, I don't think so. I think I guess no, I don't really have much else to add. Because most of the cool things we've talked about for Christmas time
Were
been throughout the month. Yeah, exactly. So
no, but I have one more thing to say about Christmas.
okay.
Be safe. If you live in Florida, be safe. If you live in a snowy state, be extra safe, because that black ice will get you.
Oh, I've heard of the black ice. Yeah, that's a scary thing to me. Be safe if you're in Florida. Be safe no matter where the fuck you are. Maybe if you're listening to this in another country or something, be safe, please.
Yeah. I've experienced black ice before when I was up in New York for about a year, and not fun. No, not fun at all. That's and snowburn. Yeah.
What is snow? I've never heard of that. What is snowburn?
So.
Oh, you mean wait? Do you mean freezer burn, or what is it called? It's like where if you have too much of it, your fingers can turn black and shit like that. I can't. Frostbite. Are you talking about frostbite?
I am not. So,
okay.
So,
what is snowburn then?
Yeah. So snowburn is not a lot of times, but sometimes the sun will be out to where it'll be really, really sunny outside, and there will be some snow, actually a lot of snow on the ground, and the sun will reflect off of the snow.
Right.
And so it's called snowburn because your eyes basically get burned if you look at the snow that the sunlight is being reflected off of.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, you're looking at the sun for an extended amount of time.
Okay.
And it was like that when I was up in New York for school.
Mm-hmm.
And before school started, at our orientation, they all gave us these special sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Only for days that the sun was super sunny outside, because it would shine on the snow, and there would be snow all around us to where we would. Yeah, it's.
That's
My friend got
interesting. I've never heard of
snowburned.
that.
Yeah,
Wow.
my friend got snowburned. He had to go to the hospital. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. I know, but it's annoying too. You know,
I
like
can
I said,
imagine.
it's like you're basically looking at the sun, but
Mm-hmm.
it's snow. You know, the snow becomes super, super white. It's blinding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, on the days where the sun would shine, we would all wear these glasses to class and walking around campus. So, but yeah, if you live in a cold state, please get some snow glasses, is what they're called actually, snow glasses, to
Snow
protect your eyes from
glasses.
snowbird.
All right. Well, then there you go. That was a very interesting point. I've never heard of snowburn before. Well, fuck me, snowburn before. I've never heard of snowburn before. That was a
Well,
very interesting point you brought up.
yeah, well, now you know, and now you can pass on the
And
information.
knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
I know, right? But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this episode. Anything about you, Christian?
No, just as always, take care of each other out there. Take care of yourself. Definitely, especially if you're visiting family this time of year, just, you know, don't be an idiot. You know, don't be,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
and try to keep cool at the family dinner table. You know, if anyone's going to be like, you know, oh, this COVID hoax, or Trump should have won the election, you know, any shit like that. Like, just keep cool. Just, you know, understand that they're just confused. You know, they need some help. And
you know, just enjoy each other's company.
honestly,
Like,
100%. Now is a time, especially where like human interaction in general is so sparse. Like, you know, we can communicate with each other over like video calls and phone and text and all that shit all we want, but nothing, absolutely nothing beats the actual interaction of being face to face with another human being. It's a very important thing. I don't know if we mentioned it yet or not, but we're actually recording this over Zoom right now, and it's not the same. It's fine, but it's not the same. It's yeah, it's we're managing. Different. It's different. Yeah, it is. But yeah, no, definitely. Again, just really take care of yourself, take care of each other, be smart about things, you know, try to be cool, and yeah, just love others, however that means, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes, I will say I'm not entirely sure. I'm not I don't think we won't necessarily. We don't know yet if if we're actually going to be seeing you guys before. Well, you know, if we're going to be recording anything before the new year starts. So have a Merry Christmas, every last one of you. And if we don't talk to you again before the new year, then have a Happy New Year, and let's just really hope that and make 2021 a fuck ton better than 2020 has been.
For real. All right, guys. Peace.
Later, guys.